I think it's difficult because I think like the more you get into it, like it's good. Like when you say try and be true to who you are, I think there is like that. I'm from a product background, but loads of people want to go down the line of, well, everybody else is wearing a suit and tie, and everybody else is buying from China, and everyone else is doing this, and everyone else is doing that. This is how I have to be to make it in this industry. Whereas the reality is you just need to find an audience. You just need to find people who actually vibe with what you're doing. And as long as you're not like crazy strange, you'll find that, and it's just about like like saying, look, I got into be a dog trainer because I really love huskies, and I really liked, like working on them because I understand their natural drives and natural instincts, and like trying to stay true to that mission. But it's very hard for people to do that because economics will kick in,
Yeah.
and so it's like, and that's where people need the help, is like saying, right, okay, I get, you're struggling, you need more money. Do you help them with things like saying, well, this is how you can increase your reach, this is how you can like find more clients and that sort of stuff?
Yeah. So as is like it's that full service, I suppose, of like bringing somebody on who's ready to make the changes in their business. Like they've got to that point where they're going, something needs to change, and I want something better. I want something better for myself. I want something better for the clients. I'm sick of just feeling like, like chasing money, like just working all the, whatever it is. It's that point of I need to move forward. So what we're in a really fortunate position to be able to offer people is that full suite, I suppose, of going, right, let's identify where you are. Let's look at almost like the business basics, which is actually the name of our signature program. Is like, let's look at the basics of business and let's identify the gaps, and let's plug and play these things into your business, which will then ultimately end up becoming a bespoke model for you, where you are identifying those people that, I really liked how you put it as well, that you're going to vibe with. Like, who are those people that are going to connect with you, and how can we create this amazing playground that everyone gets to come and play in, that is right for you and right for them. So it's identifying all of those different pillars that.
It's also one of the biggest things I find with people who provide services is their pricing strategies are usually awful, to be honest, in terms of like they underprice themselves way out of the market, or they don't have a coherent pricing strategy. They're either so crazy expensive that no one would use them, or they're so cheap that they're just busy fools.
Yeah.
And like actually just sitting down with someone saying, you work 5 days a week, you need to make, let's say, £150 per day. Realistically, you can only see 4 clients a day because you got half hour to get to the next one, half hour to get to the next one. You need to factor in 4 weeks a year where you're going to be on holiday. You've also got to factor in time to do your books. So then what does your price be? And then it's like, okay, and then they might work out and go, oh, no one's going to pay that, because that's the natural thing is, oh, well, I've been charging £20 an hour.
Yeah.
And then saying, well, yeah, but okay, £20 an hour, took you half hour to get there, took you half hour to get home. You had a waffle for like 20 minutes afterwards. And then that's like 3 hours of your day gone, and you've earned 20 quid. Just get a job at McDonald's if that's what you want to do, because you're going to earn a lot more money.
This is what's happening, that lots of people are getting jobs, secure jobs, let's put in inverted commas, in McDonald's or Tesco's or whatever.
But like they'd be better off on minimum wage because they're not actually really valuing their time. And look, there's going to be some trainers out there who just aren't good enough to command the price that they want in the market. And so then those are the people then you have to help them and say, look, I think you need to go back and do more training on this, because although everyone thinks they're worth a lot of money or worth what that market is the reason you might not be getting or holding clients is maybe you're not good enough at what you're doing, or maybe there's a niche which you're good at, but you're taking on clients from outside your niche which you're not actually up to, and then you're creating a bad reputation around yourself. So there's a lot of different things around it, and people do need help with it.
Yeah, well, the money thing is really interesting because as an industry, we're not great with knowing the figures at all. And it's amazing, actually, when we talk through with our clients about like what what are you paying out monthly? Like, what are your outgoings at home and for the business? Like, what are we needing the minimum amount to be? And so many just don't even know the answer.
No idea.
I
They're
don't
ostriches, as I refer
you
to
could
them.
say an ostrich. We don't even know like what's going out every month. So like that's the first thing. And then we don't have a clue what's coming in. And then we don't project, and we don't know what we need to make, like exactly how you were describing there. We don't know what that figure needs to be. So what's the goal, and how do we find that, how do we figure out what we're going to, I hate the word charge, but what those fees are going to be based on the fact that this is what we need to be bringing in, and we need a buffer, and we need to be able to enjoy life. So like there's an excess there for holidays, and like it's all that contingency stuff, I suppose, that people aren't really thinking about.
Well, just from my experience running a business, is there's lots of things that you price into your weekly expenses, which again, if you don't do it, it's like, so people not paying you, like, you get knocked occasionally. You get, like, let's say, look, when you're selling stock, you'll get damaged stock, you get lost stock, you'll get stuff that gets stolen from you. You have to price that in as a percentage. You have to, like when you're selling stock, damages, you have to allow for a certain percentage of damages, and these are all part of the general mix. That if you just like say, well, if I buy it for £1 and I sell it for £2, make it £1, right? Brilliant. Sell 50 of them,